everybody, welcome back, and today we are going to be talking about kind of October and September favorites. So a lot of these products you've heard me talk about before. I mentioned a lot of them in my haul from a couple weeks ago, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate, or if you missed that video, I'll link it down below, but just what I've been loving lately. So let's jump into it. So first, let's talk about primer. I have really been enjoying the Too Faced Hangover RX. I think it is just a great primer. I know a lot of people talk about it, but for me, you guys know I have very dry skin if you watch my videos, and I think this is just a great primer. I put it on and it's that lotion type texture. I just have a little sample size, which I will be repurchasing. So it is a very kind of thick, lotiony consistency. It blends out beautifully. It has just such an amazing smell to it, and it just gives such a wonderful hydrating feeling to the skin. It's just like putting a heavy-duty lotion on your skin, which is wonderful, especially if you have drier skin like I do. But it doesn't feel greasy. It feels nice. It feels clean. It soaks into my skin. And on top of that, I know I mentioned this in the haul video, it almost gives me like a slight tightening sensation, and I don't know if that's just in my head or what the deal is with that, but I have been really enjoying this primer lately, and I will be purchasing it full size when I run out of this baby. Now, in conjunction with that, I have been loving this primer with this foundation. I really like this foundation, and I know this foundation got mixed reviews when it first came out. It is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and I'm in the shade Mont Blanc. This is a pricey foundation, but it's nice. It comes with a pump. It's very watery. Like, I don't know if you can see, it's very thin, it's very watery, and I feel like this foundation is very full coverage without being heavy or cakey. It just gives you the most beautiful, nice, light, like naturally full coverage finish. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's almost like it's full coverage, but it lets your skin show through. So it's almost just like evening out your skin texture to what it would be in its most perfect state, if that makes sense. I really like this foundation. Now, one thing I will say with it is that you really do need to make sure your skin is hydrated and moisturized and primed really well, but for me, because I love the finish so much, it is definitely worth the extra effort to make this part of my everyday routine, and I've been having a hard time putting this foundation down. I'm really liking it. Not disappointed by my first NARS purchase. To go along with that, I've really also been enjoying the NARS Crystal Powder. Now, this is the pressed version. This is just a beautiful weightless powder. It's so gorgeous. I love it to set my under eyes and kind of chin, nose area, and it just gives the most beautiful airbrushed finish to the skin. Absolutely stunning. I got this because Nicole from Young Wallen and Polished is always talking about it, and I think this is a stunning setting powder because it just feels like nothing's there. It almost feels like there's nothing on your brush, but when you see the effect when it sets your concealer or your foundation, it's almost like the Hourglass ambient lighting powders in that respect. It's so light, it's so finely milled, and it just gives the most beautiful, soft, filtered effect to your face. So if you're somebody who has dry skin, is maybe a little bit older, and you got some lines under here like I do, and you're trying to find a powder that will set your concealer without creping up your skin, sinking into your fine lines, making you look dried out, I highly recommend this powder. I think it's beautiful. It is more expensive, but for me it is worth the money. Again, another product I've been having a hard time keeping my hands off of. It's just, I've really been enjoying this product. Sorry guys, I know you guys aren't used to me having so many high-end products in my favorites. I think I only have three. I only have 3 drugstore products this month, but I can't help it. I've just been finding some good things. Another thing that I'm really liking and will be purchasing a full size of is the Fully Charged Pure Mascara. I got this as a sample size when I got the Love Your Selfie 1 palette, Love Your Selfie 1, and I've got to say I really like it. I love the brush on it. I love the formula. It gives me length, it gives me volume. It's that beautiful kind of slightly hourglass shaped brush, and I feel like it just gets in there and gets every single lash. I can wear this on my lower lash line. I'm wearing it on my lower lash line today. It gives me definition without flaking or smudging or anything like that throughout the day. So I again, another product that I'm just absolutely over the moon about. Really excited I tried this, and this is not something that I would have just tried on my own, so I'm really glad I got a sample size of it. Let's talk about another product from Pure, and I know I mentioned this in my haul that I absolutely love this, so it's not a surprise. This is the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 15. So this is a powder foundation. First of all, the packaging, I mean, hello, it's beautiful. But this is such a good powder if you have dry skin. I don't know what it is. I'll wear the Born This Way, I'll prime my face. I'll wear the Born This Way concealer where I need some extra coverage, and I will throw this powder on. It's wonderful. You can build it up. I would say it's a light to medium. If you're using a more fluffy brush, you can build it up with a denser buffing brush and really get some full coverage out of this baby. It gives you a beautiful, it's very much like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, but with more coverage is what I feel like it is. It gives you just a beautiful glow to the skin. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look dry. This is just a stunning powder. I highly recommend it. I think it's gorgeous. If you're a dry skinned individual who doesn't want to mess with a foundation, or you feel like they're too heavy on your skin, but you feel like you can't use a powder, I would try the one from Pure, because was so impressed by this, and I was so skeptical when it was suggested to me by the girl at Ulta, but I have to say that, I mean, this is one of my go-to powders right now. It's right up there with MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder, which are two of my just holy grail products. This is right there with them, but even more so because I don't just use this to set my makeup. This is an actual foundation for me. I can't say enough good things about this product. It's fantastic. Alright guys, let's talk about some concealers. One of these I use on a more glam full coverage day, and one of these I use on a more natural day. Tarte Shape Tape. You guys, this is such a great full coverage concealer, but it blends out so seamlessly and flawlessly on the skin. And then the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. This is a great lighter duty concealer. So you've got your heavy duty full glam concealer is what I consider it, and this is just more of a natural everyday concealer. Nice if you have dry skin. It's a little bit more hydrating and forgiving. I think this one gives extreme coverage. This one gives nice full coverage is what I would consider this, and I love both of these. I just think they're totally worth the money, and I feel like these are part of the, you know, kind of the top 5 concealers that everybody talks about, and I feel like I need to try the Naked Skin next, but I'm throwing it. But I don't know how it could top this one, especially as far as full coverage, but these are fantastic. If you're looking for a high-end concealer and you're not sure which one to get, just know this one's going to be, you know, just put it into perspective. Am I more full coverage glam girl? Do I have more to hide? Or I might just need a little bit of help, and that's how I would go as far as these. But I love them both, use them both, and I just think they're both fantastic. Alright guys, blush I've been loving. I've been talking about it for a while now. That's the Urban Decay blush in Fetish. Guys, this is just such a beautiful blush. It's that beautiful dusty rose that is just perfect for this time of year. I love it. It's so subtle and soft and natural, and it's not powdery or what am I trying to say? It's overly matte, but it is a nice matte texture. There is no shimmer in this blush. I think it's just that beautiful, I just came in from the cold, kind of flush cheek look, and I just think it is absolutely stunning. If you're looking at this line of blushes, if you are like those cool tone blushes, I would highly recommend Fetish. I think it's beautiful. Let's talk about some highlighters. I have really been reaching for 2 highlighters recently, and the first one is from Too Faced. It's the Candlelight Glow in Rosy Glow. I talked about this again on the haul. It is a beautiful, just warm golden highlight. It's just stunning. It's gorgeous. It's soft. It's not too in your face, but it just gives that beautiful kind of more intense kind of highlight without, I feel like, just bringing every single imperfection I have to life. It's not the most creamy highlighter, but it's got a nice texture to it, and I think it just blends into the skin beautifully. I really enjoy it, and I think it's just a stunning, moderately intense highlight, plus the packaging is beautiful. Really, really like that product. And then this one I haven't been able to put down. This is the Soap & Glory Glow All Out Super Luminizing Highlighting Powder, and this is amazing. This I got at Walgreens because they're starting to sell it there now. I'm wearing it today and it is so beautiful. It's got like a pink cast to it, but there's almost like a blue iridescence to it, like duochromosity to it, that just is gorgeous. And I liken it to the Rockateur blush, to where I put that on my cheeks, or the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, where I put them on and I feel like they just give me a beautiful airbrush type finish and feel to the skin. And I've got to say, I think this one does the same thing, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about these. I want to try their other powders like this. I know they've got a bronzer and blushes and a translucent powder, so I'm definitely interested in trying out this line because I am so pleasantly surprised by this one. I kind of took a chance because I hadn't heard anything about this highlighter, and I've got to say I am glad I picked this up because this has been the only highlighter I've been reaching for the past few weeks. I'm really, really enjoying it. You guys know it, the Profusion Brow Palette. This is the Trendsetter Brow Palette. I love this thing. I have been using this non-stop. I talked about it in my Profusion Insider Box review. This is such a great brow palette. It's, I think, $10. Oh my, I can't stop using it. I just think it's so good. I think the powders are so good. No matter what I'm using, if I'm using a pencil or a dip brow, I just have been coming in and adding this to my brow routine. I use the powders today. I really like it. I like this little brow gel. Those are to the brow gel, and the powders are what I've been using most. But if you are somebody that, you know, kind of likes to go between powders and you're not really sure, you know, what color to get, instead of going and buying a bunch of individual things, buy this little $10 palette, try it out. I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised. I've used this on bridal parties, on myself. I just absolutely love this. And you guys know that I am ride or die for the Salon Perfect Universal Brow, or what is it? Salon Perfect Brow Duo in Universal Brown. I love that thing. Let me show it to you. That's what it's called. The Salon Perfect Brow Defining Powder in Universal Brown. I love this. I have put quite a dent in this. It's like $3 at Walmart. And I've got to say, since I got this palette, I haven't touched it, and I still love it, but this is just so nice because it's so customizable. So if you are looking to buy something from Profusion, I think this is it, right at the top of what you should be looking at. Another thing I've been loving from Profusion, and this came in the cream contour set, or what is it, the highlighting and cream highlighting and contour set, and this is their beauty sponge. I've used it today. It is just great. I hope they sell this individually, but if you're looking through some things at in Profusions, I would say it's almost worth picking up one of their concealer palettes or the cream contour palette, because that's a good little product in itself just to get the sponge. I think it's wonderful. I've been using this over my Real Techniques, over my Ulta blending sponges, and I just really, really like it. I'm really impressed, and I really hope they start selling these individually. So I'm sorry to include that when you can't buy it individually, but I thought it was such a good product. I just didn't want it to go unmentioned. The next product is also a tool, and this is the Coastal Scents BR110 foundation brush, and I've been using this with the NARS foundation. I love this brush. I have like 5 of them because I carry them around in my kit, but this is just a great brush. If you have a lighter foundation, more liquidy foundation, this is a great brush for getting it on the skin, blending it out, and it not being streaky, it not being taking up too much of the product. I really think Coastal Scents has some of the most underrated brushes out there, and I just think they're wonderful, and I need to do like a favorites from Coastal Scents, but this is definitely one of my favorite foundation brushes. It's an old school favorite for me. I've kind of gotten away from using it, and I've just recently gotten back into using it because it works so well with the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Finally, let's talk about one of my new favorite palettes, and this is the Natural Matte Palette from Too Faced. This is one of those products that's really hyped up on YouTube, but I think is very well deserved. It is just such a great palette. It is great for every day. They're all matte. They're beautiful, blendable, pigmented They are not dry looking on the eyes. You have a mix of warm tones, cool tones in here, light, dark. This is just, if you are a neutral lover, this is the only palette you really need. If you want nice neutral mattes, get this palette, because I think this palette is worth all of the hype that it is getting on YouTube, and it's just becoming one of my favorites very quickly. All right, guys, so that was my very quick October favorites. Let me know what you're loving this month, or if you've tried any of these products and you love them or you hate them. I always love hearing from you guys, but I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time, guys.